Welcome back to our bonus episode with me, Julie Haynes.
And me, Brenda Dennehy.
Okay, so we're going to kick it off with our first dilemma. Do you want to read the first one then?
Yes, I will. Hey girlies, absolutely loving the show. I'm in a relationship the last 14 years. We have 4 gorgeous children. Since COVID-19 hit, I feel so alone as my husband has turned into a far-right activist. He believes every single thing he hears on social media. He won't listen to mainstream media at all anymore. He's anti-vax, including the HPV vaccine, which is a big problem for me. You do not have a vagina. You do not know what it's like to be sitting in the hospital with abnormal cells. He has gotten hugely involved in the school, thinking they are literally teaching our children about sex and other things that would be very inappropriate for a young child. We've talked to the school and I believe and trust that they won't be teaching our 8-year-old anything inappropriate. His ideal situation would be that they'd be homeschooled, as he can't trust anyone, he says. He is very involved with protests against refugees, etc. So much that he has lied and taken days off work to go around with these groups of people, and in my opinion just starts harassing people with different opinions. This has also had a financial impact as we are down money from him skipping work. He's also fallen out with his family over COVID-19, and my kids haven't seen their grandparents on that side in over a year. This is not the man I fell in love with. I'm tired of talking to him and how I feel and him brushing it off completely. He has called me a sheep. All he talks about is politics, and it's like he's in a different world. He sends me videos which I've told him I do not watch. I met one of his close friends out recently, and even he said it's hard to be around him. I said I think it's over, and he just says grand, but he knows I can't afford to move out. I've been very embarrassed of him, and also in the past few years his social media accounts are off the wall completely with far-right stuff. Up to 5 years ago he has no social media whatsoever, and I love that about him. It's so sad to see him now compared to them. I feel like I can't be the only woman in Ireland who has had her whole life ripped apart by this. I also feel certain people in these far-right groups take advantage of people. He is clearly not in a good place, and I think they are completely taking him for a mug. Any advice from a very lonely lady?
Oh my God, my heart is just started breaking. Oh my gosh, what a situation she's now in. And I do agree with her. I do think that he's just not in a good place. And I do think that he might need a bit of counselling or something.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was reading it, I was kind of like, this reminds me so much of people who would ring into the radio show, because I was working on a talk show during the whole COVID-19 thing. And like, we had the abuse we used to get anyway from people, like, as in like, you're all sheep and all that kind of stuff. Like, we took so much abuse. You've no idea. I remember going home one day from work and I actually was sitting in the corner in my living room, and I was like, I was bawling, crying over the anxiety over the far right.
Yeah.
Kind of people, because it was something we did on the show like that. So feeling for her, like, I'm reading it and I'm imagining her husband is one of them, as if something, even though he's probably not, but I'm like, this is the typical kind of people that we had ringing in, abusing us. But to be the wife of someone like that,
that's awful. And I do think COVID-19 and the vaccines really divided people as well, because I had family members in my ear be like, don't be getting that now, you don't know what they're injecting into your body. But then I had other family members be like, but Julie, if you want to go on holidays or go for a drink or socialise, you have to have it. So it did divide some of me and some of my family members as well, because like that, they were in my ear be like, don't get that now, don't get that. And then others be like, no juice, so we could go for a drink or go for lunch or whatever, or go on holidays.
Yeah. I suppose when you look back then as well, and not go down the COVID-19 route, you're kind of like, you know, looking back, you're kind of like, Jesus, all that stuff went on. Isn't it mad that went on?
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy. It's like a blur.
Coming back to it, like, I see now there's like protests in Cork now and around the country as well, and they're all like, there's one side, the far right side, and then they're calling the extreme left side, and they're all fighting, and they've all got these different agendas. And I see some people, and like that now, they're taking off work and they don't care anymore. They're so invested in it. And it is causing a lot of damages with relationships.
Yeah, like that now, like he's taking days off work and everything, and now they're down money, and you know, they're obviously struggling as a family. So I would kind of sit him down and be like, look, I think you need to go have a chat to somebody, because obviously something's after happening over the last couple of years. You're a completely different man to what you were when I first met you all those years ago, 14 years ago.
Yeah, I do think when she said that it's over and he says it's grand, but the thing is, she can't afford to move out. But like, you'd be hoping there was at least some way for her. I think that she probably needs to talk to someone. I think, would it be a family member? Would it be something like that? Would she get on to, I don't know, there must be some organisations or something like that for her situation. I'm not sure, but
I'd say before though, I would do the counselling first with him separately, with her separately, and then maybe sit down and do a bit of relationship counselling as well. Because hopefully, like, maybe it's just a bit of a phase he's going through. Maybe we can get him back.
Yeah, but you see, these people are so invested in it, like all these beliefs they have about the anti-vaxxers and everything now, and especially now with the, like, we'll say, the Ukrainian refugees have had to come over here and everything, like, and like there's always going to be something. It seems like he's gone down that road. There's going to be something else now happening in a few years' time. You know, there was COVID, and now there's the Ukrainian refugees who've had to come here fleeing war. I know what you're saying about the counselling, but I would think that she will just have to, like, for her, she's going to have to do something for her. I know she can't move out, but there must be something for her. Like, in talking to him and all that, I don't know, is that going to work? He's gone down this path so far.
Yeah, I know. It is a really, really hard one.
It's worrying.
I'm so sorry for her.
I remember there was a lot of girls as well that even messed around. As you said about your family members, one girl, she wasn't talking to her brother anymore because he was going down this road.
I have a friend like that as well, and she doesn't talk to her aunts or uncles because like that they believed not to get anti-vax, and she went away and got it, and they're like, why would you do that? And like, there's pros and like, you know, I get it. I do get where they're coming from, but I also get why she decided to get the vaccine. Like, you know, it's everyone's call, like, but yeah, I don't know. I would say to her, I would get him into counselling, I get herself into counselling, and I do a bit of joint counselling together.
I would hope that he'd just come offline and disassociate himself with those groups.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult because you probably got all, they are the minority, those kind of groups. So I think then you just get easily led. So hopefully maybe coming off social media, taking a break from it.
Cut the ties,
so,
like,
you know, maybe
cut the ties.
He'll come to his senses, yeah. But it's great to get like a lengthy one like that, more a serious one as well.
I know.
You know, but you'd feel for her.
And we wish you all the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep us updated.
Okay, so the second dilemma we actually got as a voice note, so we're going to play that here now for you.
Girls, just a quick one. My best friend has just told me that she's cheated on her husband twice in the past 2 months. I'm really torn by this because they've been together for years and we've all been on holidays together and everything. And he's really just one of my best friends at this point. She says she regrets it, but it has happened twice. So obviously she doesn't regret it that much. Brenda, I know you'll say don't tell him and that he'll just shoot the messenger. That's not even really my problem at this stage. I think she will end up telling him herself. But my problem is really that I don't know how I can stay friends with her after this. How can I trust her to keep any of my secrets or to have my back if she can't stay loyal to her husband? Do you think I'm overreacting? Thanks, girls. Bye.
I know she singled me out there saying, Brenda, I know you will say don't tell him. And I know, like, I would know someone, like, and she has cheated on her husband. I didn't tell him. I would know.
Well, I know, like, nearly all my friends are married now. And if I knew one of them was doing the dog and her husband, I would certainly wouldn't be telling the husband. She's my friend.
Yeah, see, that's it. And it's not that, I don't know, it's not that you put up with like that kind of behaviour and stuff like that you'd like do that, but like, as in, she's your friend. I know it's hard and stuff like that, but there it's kind of different because she's saying that he's one of the girls at this point, that she's that friendly with him. I would certainly be having a word with her and kind of going, listen, this is going on here, like, this can't be going on. You can't be doing this to the husband, like, you can't.
I agree with you. I definitely would sit her down and be like, come here, you're married, like, you know, what's going on? Are you even happy with John or whatever his name is? Maybe you should think twice about, I don't know, separating or something like that. I don't know, but I wouldn't be telling the husband. And also, I know she's saying there at the end that she's nervous about telling her secrets and stuff like that. I don't think it's anything to do with our friendship. I think it's her and the husband. I would still trust her.
Yeah,
would you?
Same. Yeah, I would still trust her, still be the same, and I would carry on if she was a loyal friend and trusting to carry on that kind of relationship.
I think the problem is with herself and the husband, not your friendship.
Yeah, you just kind of get a bit like, if you could hear it going on and on, the cheating and stuff, like, it's a bit hard to put up with, isn't it? To listen to, isn't, like, you've got such a lovely man, a lovely husband, like, he's that good friends that it's hard to watch it then being done to someone.
You nearly want to shake her, be like, what is going on inside your head? Because he's actually so lovely, he's mad about all of us. We're, as friends, we're all mad about him. Like, but then again, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
I don't know.
We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and that's it, like. But I certainly would be just sitting her down and be like, look, what's going on here? You're married to him. I think he's lovely. Is there something going on?
Yeah.
Are you happy? Are you happy? That's one question. Are you happy with him?
Yeah, and then she's saying like it happened twice, so like it's not, you know, it wasn't like a one night stand or something like that, or you know, I just kissed a fella on a night out and sure I regret it. Like if you're doing it again, like, if you did it once, do it again. Like she's done it twice, what's going to happen next? You're going to do it with someone else? I don't know, was this with someone else? Was it the same person or not that she cheated on with? So that's kind of difference as well if it's the same person. Actually, I was messaging a guy on Bumble and he told me that the wife cheated on him, right? And he was kind of, what's he saying? My wife cheated on me with a friend of mine, but she ended up marrying him, so at least wasn't a fling. And I was like, what? And I was like, he was kind of happy it wasn't a fling. Do you kind of get that?
That's his way of coping, I suppose.
You know what I mean? But it was his friend, but it wasn't a fling. I don't know, but I've been happier if it was a fling. You didn't marry the person. He was like, okay about it. I found it very strange.
Yeah, but that's just, I'd say, his way of coping, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So what would you say for her to do?
I would sit the friend down and be like, just one simple question. Are you happy in your marriage?
Yeah, I think I might be as in, listen here now, girl. You've done this twice. If it happens again, I'm going to have to get in touch and I'm going to have to tell himself. I can't watch this go on.
Would you threaten her with that, yeah?
Well, if
it was me, like if I was married and I done the dog there now last night, in Dublin.
If he was really good friends with me.
Well, you were only friends with him now over me. You knew him through me.
Well, they said that he's one of the girls.
They probably only know each other because of her.
I would be very disappointed, yeah.
What would you tell him?
I probably would say, listen, Julia, I'm kind of getting fed up with this behaviour. Like, he's a lovely fella. Look what you've got there. I wouldn't do it as in, like, oh, I'd love a fella like that. I'd be like, look, you'll see what you've got there. I don't know, can I tolerate looking at this anymore? Like, if it carries on, I don't know, like, I'd probably threaten it, but probably not do it. I'd probably, like, listen, I'm going to have to step in and I think I'd say something to him because I can't see this going on.
So you would tell him?
I threatened, I hate the word threaten, I'd hint that I'd tell him, but you know me, I wouldn't have the balls to do it in the end because I wouldn't want to affect our friendship because you know what I'm like. That way, I just want to...
It is a hard one, it is, and it's hard to watch, and I agree with that, but I would just sit her down and be like, look, what's going on?
Yeah, I would
as a friend, yeah.
I would give a slight threat, but I wouldn't carry through with it. That's the way I am.
Yeah.
I would give the all threat and stuff like that and scare her, and then hopefully it wouldn't happen again. I just couldn't go through with telling him then, because you know what, as I always say, he wouldn't believe me and then they both fall out with me. Because shoot the messenger, the messenger always gets shot.
Yeah, so just have a little chat to her,
I
think. Right, so that's it from our bonus episode. Thank you so much for listening. And that's me over now, Julie Haynes.
And me, Brenda Dennehy. Bye.